Welcome back to Crowdfunding Countdown, where we take a look at every single board game campaign, finishing up in the next week. And it seems like a pretty light week this week, but there are still some fun things to look at. Or maybe it's just light, because I'm feeling light. I'm feeling light and free on my rolly chair, like dancing. Oh my god, okay. I wanted to come back with a big bandage on my head. What's that sound? Ooh, what's that sound? Well, it's because we have another sponsor from our favorite people at Into the AM, and they now have jeans. They now have jeans. 4 colors of jeans to be. In fact, Into the AM has now been able to replace my entire wardrobe. Well, I just have one pair of their jeans, but they're super comfy. They are as comfortable as my favorite pair of jeans. So that's saying something, because it took me a while to find those, and now Into the AM also has a great, delicious pair. Oh yeah. Into the AM is look at that, right on the front page. Yes, it is set to Canada. Continue. Look at that handsome beefcake. That never nude showering with oh, and he's wearing that sweet flannel coat too. Nice. That coat looked pretty cool. Obviously, that man will take off his shirts, but he could never take off those jeans because they're so stretchy. I hate shopping for clothes, and I love Into the AM because it means I don't have to shop for clothes anymore. And neither do you, because you can use the code no, that's not it. I was just going to say Into the AM. That's all I've been saying. You can use the code SlipperyJim to save 10% off of any order. What I like to do is I like to go to their sales section and use it there. I think this clearance sale might be ending today. Sorry about that. But they always have other clearance sales. They always have a bunch of stuff. And I've tried their all-day pants as well. Their pants are good, and they've applied the same sort of stretch to their new denim jeans. They're great. I love a stretchy jean. I will never ever purchase another jean that is not stretchy. I love all of their clothes. I'm wearing their hoodie. Underneath, I'm wearing their Henleys. Their Henleys are so good, and now their jeans are an equal quality to match. So they sent me these jeans over the other week, and I haven't stopped wearing them. I washed them one day, and then I put them right back on again. They're great. They're really, really great. I love the quality of all their stuff, and I'm always thrilled when they support the channel and sponsor the channel, which they have done so for this episode as well. So go on over to Into the AM, show them some love. Shipping is always better if you are in the US. It is best if you're in the US, but Canada, you can do it as well. You just have to be aware of some import taxes, unfortunately. So best practice, find a friend who lives in the US, send them there. And if for some reason you get a better deal that doesn't allow you to use the code SlipperyJim for 10% off, take that deal. I don't care. I just want you to get the best clothes ever. So click the link down below, check out their stuff. They've got everything they have is amazing. Really, everything they have is amazing. The only thing I haven't tried, whoa, the flannel jacket's on sale for $44 compared to the $116. Dang, that's good. Oh, you can get them as these as hoodies too, right? Yeah. A graphic hoodie? That's cool. I guess there's a few things of theirs that I don't have, because I always just get their graphic tees, because I really like their graphic tees. But I've now have their flannels. This is Into the AM as well. I have their like athletic wear shirt. Oh, I just love their stuff. I love their stuff. Anyway, all their stuff's great. I want their shorts for the summer. That's my next target of things to get for my own wardrobe. Yeah, I really like Into the AM. I always like when they sponsor the channel. I think it's great because I love just being able to be overly enthusiastic about something, which I am only for Into the AM. If anything else ever sponsors the channel, I'm like, yeah, they're sponsoring the channel. Thanks a bunch. But here I get to effuse praise upon them because I just love their stuff so much. So thanks so much again to Into the AM for sponsoring the channel. And a huge thank you goes out to our newest patron as well. Aaron, thank you so much for jumping on board, supporting the channel. Really, thank you so much. You're the best. You're the best. Don't tell the other patrons, but you are the best. Oh no, what have I done? Aaron, I can't help myself. Thank you to all my patrons. Thank you to anybody who does support on Patreon, who has supported in the past or who will support in the future. I am always eternally grateful. Even just throwing a couple bucks my way, it really means a lot. I really appreciate that you appreciate all the time and effort that it takes to go through the copious amounts of rule books and try to provide you with some enjoyable and instructive entertainment. Yeah, let's get Beefcake off the screen and... Oh wait, he's still on the screen? No, he's not. He's not. I know this. But the best part of the things, the AM shirts, is that, hey, it's good for all body types. So let's get into the week. And it is a pretty small week. I gotta check my $1 pre-pledges to make sure we're not gonna cover anything that's doing that. There might be something here. There are a couple games that I'm interested in covering. And we're starting with this one. We're starting with an Age Contrived. Folklore and Pilgrimage. New characters and twists to the strategy game of engine building and fantasy gods. Now, they sent me a copy of an Age Contrived. I haven't gotten rid of it yet, although to be fair, I did a review of it. It's kind of just okay, and it likely will be going when I have enough for another big purge. But let's see if this what this expansion brings in. Okay, as far as I can see, this is going to add some more moving parts to a game that already has a decent amount of moving parts. That's nice that people are enjoying it. I know that this got like eviscerated on the Dice Tower, and I think they were wrong. I just think it's a fine, good game, and probably a little bit more expensive than what it's worth. Oh, good job having the rulebook so high up. Great job. This is just for the base game, right? So the base game, to give you an overview, in case you didn't see the review or, you're here now, so that's fine. We're going to have this main world where you'll be constructing a number of monuments depending upon the number of players. Once those monuments are constructed, the game is over, the person with the most points. You gain points by having contributed to monuments, like you have constructed the most sections of that monument. You can kind of get points. You also gain points by adding stuff over here to this side of the board. These will give you special objectives that you can claim, but you can only claim a certain amount of them. You also gain points for hitting your third level of your asymmetric faction. There's a third level of bridge tokens that you're doing when you're putting them out on the board. If you do that, then you can unlock another additional point scoring element. Most of the game revolves around both activating actions that will be here. The actions that you can take will be along the bottom of the board, and the things that you use to activate them will be the little squares inside these tokens, and you can activate as many actions as you want, but you're only going to really add one section of tile and fill that one section of tile with stuff from your reserve. So essentially your actions are limited in that way, unless you can add more sections of tile. Like I played as an asymmetric character, which let me push 2 sections forward, therefore kind of ramping up my own personal end. Most of the energy, most of the actions you're doing is like deploying your energy tokens, putting them somewhere on the board, either on monuments, which you're filling up in a certain order, or in other spots to get you points. And then you also get to take a bonus action depending upon what the symbol on the actual monument is as well. There's a few other things, like you can send things to your own prayer track, let's call it, and then send those things out to temples, and then you get a certain stat for temples, but it kind of all revolves around, I'm going to take these actions, I'm going to send them out. It's an action efficiency puzzle of doing a number of things. And a couple of the issues that I had is that it's so focused around creating these monuments, and it's very easy. I didn't play it at a higher player count, but at the lower player count, it's very easy to be like, oh, I don't really want to put a token out there, because it's super easy for somebody to put 2 tokens out, complete the monument, have the majority in that completion, so you get the bonus by getting to keep one of your tiles around to indicate it, and that's how you score the majority of your points. And so it's fairly easy for that to happen. There's also an issue where once somebody has completed a monument, they get a token where they can continue to just remove tiles from the monuments and speed up the end of the game. But this is cool, our sincere attempt to listen and respond. Players get more of what they like from the base game and the improvements in the areas they're asking. Twist without complexity. So that's interesting. So I'll be interested to see how this would add. Collection of new characters, 2 independent modules. So there's this section on the side where you're doing a little pilgrimage and getting bonuses. Yeah. Let's look at the rules for that. Wait, they said 2 to 3 pages. That's nice. See, this was one of my big issues with the game that they are sort of fixing. Every time you advance, you push something, you basically just get to complete a section of the monument. You don't get to add your token. I wasn't doing that, but it just like speeds the end of the game in a way that even if I don't add my tokens, I don't care about adding my tokens because I'm already ahead. So you've given power to people who are already ahead of the game, rather than letting the people who are not ahead catch up. What is the significant cost? Is it just at the end of every advance turn is the cost? And only players with energy present in the monument section gain any benefits from it. Yeah, you can just stop people from getting points. I don't think that's a significant enough cost. I was very excited to see this, and it just remains exactly how I remember it. Nope, never had this issue either, but it's nice, I guess, that they're listening, that there was some clarification. Yeah, that would be completely awful if people followed that. I agree. So not a huge amount of retconning. This character's interesting. They're like, you can take monuments apart, adding at the back of your stack tokens, which is powerful because then you can do whatever action you want. The actions are lined up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your 5th action is take any of the 1 to 4s. And so this guy can deconstruct one element of a monument and put another element up. I really don't like that. Like a lot of my issues with this game came from like, hey, I'm trying to time things out and manipulate using what's on your board, and it was just too easy to get into a situation where you could negate the things that I've really been trying to plan for. And so like the planning ahead is like, okay, I see there's this shifting puzzle, and like you've got that thing and I've got that thing, and then you just have a random ability that just the person just gets to activate, saying, sorry, screw you, your pieces go off the board, and you don't get to add that last section that you're really wanting. So not quite interested in that. When you get wild energy, you exhaust it and teleport your character into the tile pool when they count as 2 energy. Okay, so what's the folklore? Okay, so there's an element where there's one special token that you have that you can charge, which lets you do special things depending upon your faction, or lets you do 2 actions at once, is usually the case. But here you can use it to charge artifacts as well, and they're worth a bunch of points. Oh, get up on the folklore track. Okay, it's kind of fun. Little extra bonuses. They'll go into the bound energy area. Oh, but they don't affect scoring for monument. So you can only play. So it encourages a little bit more movement around the board, which I agree with. I feel like there needed to be a bit more movement emphasis on that. They give you additional scoring cards, so that's nice. Yeah, I don't see it. I guess if you're a fan of the game, then this will give you a few different options. I guess if you're a really big fan of the game, then these are probably good things. I thought it was just fine. You know, the differences that I see here aren't enough for me to change my mind, and the base game as well can't get just the base game. Well, it's probably an add-on. Yeah, the base game, $65. It's like still $100 when you convert it. It's definitely, there's definitely some fun to it, but it's one that's not going to last in my own personal collection. Looking at it makes me go, try it one more time. And then I go, no, you just won't enjoy yourself. I think it's fine, unfortunately. I doubt you'll see any videos from me. Just 'cause I didn't like it that much. $20 in shipping. You're paying another $100, you know? It's 70 Canadian. Yes, if you get another $100 for a very okay expansion, I'd say. I don't know. It's not quite worth it for me. But if you love an Age Contrived, let me know why. Let me know why I was wrong in my review. And that finishes Wednesday, February 26th at 3 p.m. Let's move along to Echoes of the Wood, Oracle deck and board game. Oracle deck and board game for meditation, insight, and life cycles. Works with any tarot or oracle deck. Okay, so this isn't really a game. It's going to just be a meditative journey and flow. Not like a modern board game, but more of like a self-reflection tool. Roll and move and think about what you've done is what this is. And then be quiet. Discover new dimensions of play. No, it's roll the dice, move, and draw a card, and think about what card you drew. Arcane Flow isn't a game at all, I think, is really it's a universal journey. Yeah, we can both agree on that. One that everyone can experience, but probably doesn't want to. It's a way to tell your fortune. $39? Nope. $49 for the Oracle deck, and $69 for the Arcane Flow. Well, uncovering the mysteries of the universe has its price, doesn't it? That finishes Thursday, February 27th at 11:59 a.m. I guess I'll leave it in there, even though it's not that good. Ooh, wow. Oof, okay. 862. I was like, man, did I need to do a 5 reasons you shouldn't back on this? This is Adventure Time Card Wars 2025. Card Wars is turning up the heat. Get ready for 3 new collector packs, lava flats, landscapes, a big BML, and new ways to play. This is from Cryptozoic. I remember back when this was on its last campaign, it raised over $1 million, so it's almost gotten a similar amount. People like the system. Cryptozoic makes fun deck builders. I think the Attack on Titan deck builder is incredible, and I'm so sad that didn't take off and have so many iterations. I can only imagine, looking at Cryptozoic, that they could have done something exciting down the line. And if you work for Cryptozoic and you're watching this, or you know anybody who does work at Cryptozoic, tell me how I can get in touch with them. I keep sending emails. They never get back to me. I say, how can I make Attack on Titan the deck builder super popular, so much of a thing that you do a reprint, and they don't get back to me. And I love it so much, and I think that's rude that they're rejecting such a kind offer from a gentle boy. But let's look at this, and we'll see what it's all about. It's kind of surprising to me that Adventure Time is still a thing. I thought that was dead. Booster cards, playmats. That's kind of fun. I thought this was a deck builder, but I guess it's like Card Wars. I imagine it's a head-to-head card game.
So it's just like Duel Monsters.
Could be. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Well, I have. I just haven't seen Duke Devlin in a while. Our game uses dice. More cards, more heroes. They listened. Now it's heating up. Great. And people are responding. The Triple Collector. Prep your buns for 3 new collector packs. $25 each, I guess. When you look at it that way, it's not horrible, but then when you look at it another way, that it's $107 Canadian, it is. New heroes and cards. Yeah, 1v1 trading card game. Okay, I like that you get 2 heroes in each box. Burn all opposing creatures once per game. Wow. There's your ability. Almost like you don't have one at all. 80 game cards, so it adds to your card game. New keywords, Wump and Gobble, replacing, basically evolving. Gobble adds stats. 40 card deck. You have 25 hit points. You have a hero card. Build a deck of 40 cards or grab a pre-made deck. Yep. Select 4 landscape tiles that align with the cards in your deck. These landscapes will determine what your deck composition can be. I imagine if you had 3 of these fluffy feathers, you could do level 3s. It's a lane battler, so if there's nothing in the lane, you can punch your opponent directly in the face. If there is somebody in the lane, you both deal damage to each other. Yeah, that seems pretty self-explanatory. It's a lot of money then. So you get 80 new cards with each pack? No. You get 80 new cards total in these collector packs, right? 80 game cards, 8 landscape cards, so a new lava flats that correspond to some of these people. I like this. The deck composition here, the deck construction seems fairly simple as well, because you can, it's kind of like the Death Knight in Hearthstone back before I stopped playing it, that you had glyphs in your deck, and you could have like 3 of a kind, or you could have 1 of each. I think that's kind of a neat way to compose decks, that there's always that give and take in terms of deck construction. I think I like that a lot. I just don't like collectible card games. Seems pretty expensive for the additional stuff. I like that it's not a trading card game, at least, but it's still in that genre. So if you like trading card games, apparently a lot of people have enjoyed the game and want that additional content. So more power to you. I think it wouldn't be a horrible way of building decks or constructing decks in a fairly insulated system, and now there's more content for it. So there you go. That finishes Thursday, February 27th at 3 p.m. Moving along to Power Rangers, Heroes of the Grid, Eternal Rangers. Eternal Rangers, join us for the final installment of Power Rangers. Yeah, I pronounced it correctly the first time. Heroes of the Grid, final installment, and celebrate the beloved game line. Well, that video told me absolutely nothing. As somebody who's never engaged with the property before, it tells me that this is not a campaign for me. It tells me, only fans should pay attention to here. There's nothing worth delving into, especially because this is the final installment, and so you might as well get out or not jump in if you haven't jumped in already. That's what that video tells me. Just atrocious if you wanted to bring new people in. But maybe nice if you had seen those videos, you had any relationship to any of the content that they were showing. Eternal Rangers backers will receive 18 new minis of iconic Power Ranger characters. End of the line. This final installment is more than just an expansion. It's a heartfelt thank you to everybody who brought this game to life. Let's make this final battle one for the ages. It's like a retirement party. Click here for a guide to completing your collection. Kickstarter backers get 40% off your order. I do like that. That's nice, because you're ordering it from them direct, so you get the bonus. That's great. There's your checklist to get an exclusive 40% off discount code for your order. No, boo. I thought, I don't know what I expected. I expected you could just buy them through the Kickstarter and not buy the clear collector's item that I guess this campaign's for. Oh, there is a how to play video. It's just one how to play video. That's all that they care to show you, because they assume that you are a collector. Canada, New Zealand, shipping is $26. So it'd be $200 for this. 18 new minis, 11 character cards, 90 combat cards, 15 Zord cards, 90 enemy cards. Okay. Eternal Rangers Players Compendium. So just an amalgam of all the rules and a designer journal that probably nobody except superfans should care about. This is surprising to me. It's surprising that so many people are in for this. It doesn't feel like it's a huge value add, but then again, I don't really know how to play the game, and honestly, I'm not going to look into it, because this is the swan song. This is the end. I should have no repercussions, because this will be the last time that it pops up. Never have to worry about it ever again. And also, they don't care to let you know. This isn't for anyone getting into the game. This is for fans. This is for exclusive fans, and you know what? All power to them. So because it is for exclusive fans, we're not going to worry about it, because we're not exclusive fans. But if you are, well, you've already backed it. That's finished Thursday, February 27th at 6 p.m. Moving along, we've got Bullet Cubed, the new expansions and storage box. I know a lot of people in the Discord quite enjoy Bullet. They have purchased Bullet, or they've purchased this as well, the new box. And so it's coming with 2 new expansions as well. So I'm interested to see that. but I think the big draw here is just going to be the expansion. Create patterns to clear bullets. Shablam. The bullets, they keep coming. Like Tetris. Take too many hits, and it's game over. So you gotta clear the bullets while they're there, shoot them off in this Dr. Mario of a game. I know people have really enjoyed this game. It's a very quick game. You're drawing stuff out of the bag. You're trying to quickly manage it, shuffle things around, plays very quickly. People like it solo as well, and they like it head-to-head. They like it cooperative. It's done very well in a lot of death matches, too. And so I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that there is a way to get new content and a nice storage system. I hate when game board trays are at the bottom of stuff, but at least like power-up tokens make sense. So card dividers for all the cards down there. That seems nice. All your tokens are down there. Sure. It's not the worst storage solution, I guess. We have Bullet Orange and Bullet Fan. That is fun that you have so many characters. I wish that they did move around, but what they do is they just give you different patterns. I do like this race to send and to fill up the other aspect of your opponent's board. I've been interested in trying Bullet for a while, to be honest. That's pretty good, and it has always been a pretty good price too. It's $50 Canadian, $35 US. To get the new content, all the new Bullet products, the box, and the 2 additional expansions, it's $75. So let's call it $25 for each. $25 for storage, $25 for each expansion, sure. The expansions, again, giving you just 2 new characters? That was it said? Oh, 2 new promos, right. Two new expansions. So 39 heroines to play, but I think that's what's in them. Let's see what's in an expansion. Bullet Orange brings 4 new heroines to the game. So it's just 4 new heroines. Bullet Fan, yeah, 25. I was right with that. 4 new heroes created by you, the fans. Okay, there you go. So each expansion is giving you 4 new characters. In a base game, you get 8 characters. Ugh, no, but don't do this. Don't do this. 50 people have done it. They're like, oh, I've never played Bullet before. Heard it's all right. Let's spend $600. Don't do that. Gameplay all in, 374 times, $200. Start with a core pledge. Yes, I like seeing 90. That's nice. And it's cool. Like Bullet has a very avid fan base, so it's been pledged 2,262 times. Love child of Candy Crush and Quacks a Quedling Bird. Yeah, I think this game looks fun. I think I would enjoy this game. Core pledge $16 Canadian for shipping, so for me it'd be $66 to get this. I don't know. I'd probably just wait to try to get it secondhand or get it at a store for $40, right? So instead of paying 66, I can just pay 41, then plus tax, so 45. But yeah, level 99 games, I am pretty high on their stuff after my enjoyable Millennium Blades experience. I really had a great time with that. Bullet, also, I've heard nothing but great things about, especially from members of my community, and they're the hardest core gamers around. That's how you get your hardcore status. You gotta be hardcore if you're hanging out in room and board. Let's be real. Yeah, so that one finishes up on the 27th. Again, that's Thursday at 7 p.m. Moving along, we've got another expansion, Bark Avenue, Kings and Queens, and Concrete Jungle. Expand your dog-walking empire across New York with new gear cards, double dog cards, double Dutch dog cards, double dog dare Dutch dagger cards, and player interaction on the borough board. Yeah, so Bark Avenue and Dog Walker feel very similar in theme because they are. They're your walking dogs. I think I remember Bark Avenue feeling a little bit more interesting to me because I don't like the parks mechanic, the Tokaido mechanic. And here, this is more just pure pick up and deliver. Okay, so there's 2 expansions here? No, it's Kings and Queens, and then in Kings and Queens, it's Concrete Jungle as well. So Kings and Queens, $22 for the expansion. It's just going to add in a bunch of cards for the base game. $69 for the deluxe edition and the expansion. That's cool. And Kings and Queens retail upgrade pack is $35, so the upgrade pack would cost you $13 if you wanted to upgrade your base game. What's new? Double dog cards. You can walk 2 dogs at once. That's cool. In a single card. They have different activities. The new borough map board is a tight worker placement bonus collection mechanism where you send your helper to the boroughs in New York to race other players for bonuses, training at the doggy day camp, new gear. That's sweet. So it'll give you all bonuses. They'll all be incentivized depending upon what you need, what sort of objectives you need to fulfill. Essentially, every dog has a place where you have to start, place where you have to finish, and what you have to do along the way. New item cards give you one-time permanent effects. Nice, yeah. So just adding in that variability. And I like this Concrete Jungle because you can walk a bearded dragon or a cute little cat. Since New York only has dog parks, these little critters have their fun in coffee and treat shop. Right, and you can get your animal painted or drawn up like Pumpkin or Solo. Look at Solo. Oh, that's so cute. Rulebook, yes please. I think I pretty much covered it. You can get the rulebook on Board Game Geek. It's a very simple game, right? Make the most money by the end of the day. What I always thought was funny is that you can return them to a different location. I always thought, but maybe I'm incorrect. Yeah, just the neighborhood in which they have to be picked up and dropped off in. So just, somewhere in there. They'll find their way home. That's what I remember from this. In the theme of it all. Yeah, close enough. You're good. They'll get home. They'll get home okay. There is some randomness, like you're constantly rolling a dice to see if the dog poops on the walk or not, and you're just hoping that he does. But yeah, it's a simple little spot. You want to navigate efficient routes, picking up more dogs as they come up, in a definitely cute little game. And it's, for a game and an expansion, $69 feels pretty decent. What's the ship? Shipping to the US, $9? Very good. Canada, $16? It's fine. I mean, it's $120 if I want to just go into this game and get this new additional content. If I minus $32 off of that, it's still $90 for this deluxe version of this game, $60 for the regular one. I think the regular is fine. I think I would rather just look for it at a store if I was personally interested in it rather than back in this particular campaign. But they're going to give you stuff for the Luxifications. The value seems here if you were interested in the game at all. I feel like it would be a bit too light for my tastes. It would overstay its welcome, or I would play it a couple times and then be done with it, which isn't what I like to do with my Kickstarter backings. But if the theme really speaks to you, I think this looks quite cute. And I thought it looked quite cute last time as well. How's it doing on Board Game Geek? 7.1. So it clears the threshold of like a good game, if I put this as my pick, I would have given myself a point. Spent a lot of time walking in circles, though, and the core gameplay loop felt repetitive. Yeah, that's what I said. Repetitive. But, 7.1. It's good. It's fine. If you're interested in that, it finishes Thursday, February 27th at 7 p.m. Moving along to this one. Oddities. A peculiar card game. Compete against your fellow adventurers in this all-ages set collection card game full of adorably unique woodland creatures. Sure, let's take a look. Maybe let's call it for the night. I mean, I could probably push through, but might call it for the night. I just have to say that to give my permission to call it for the night. That's just my own internal monologue. I know that it doesn't matter when I call things, and I'll be back instantly for you, but focus on these oddities. This for sure a way to go out on a high. Play quirks like Deku, or Kachan, or Togata. Well, that told me nothing about the game, but at least I got to think about My Hero Academia. I've never considered getting a tattoo, mainly because not every character that I play would have a tattoo, and so because I'm an actor, there's nothing that I would want to constantly cover up, depending on the show, and the costume. But if I did get a tattoo, it for sure would be Mirio Togata. Like something like this, so that's a cool one. Or like that, yeah, on the leg for sure is where it would be. Or more likely, him showing off his juicy peaches. There's another one that I saw, but I feel like it was, okay, yeah, that's pretty bomb. That's a great Shitsu Kaisen. Ooh, even cooler. Nice. Yeah, that is such a badass pose. Oh, that is cool. I was like, oh, why is it just a face? But then I realized it's his face coming out of your arm. That's a cool one. All right, that's not what this game's about, but it's probably better to watch My Hero Academia than to play this one. Let's see. Embark on the whimsical adventure with Oddities, card game where players take on the role of daring adventurers, venturing into the mystical Whispering Grove. Be the first to finish your collection. Each turn, you'll decide between different actions and strategies to get ahead. One of those actions and strategy games. Now you're talking. Choose between collecting points by adding oddities to your collection, sabotaging your opponent's plans by giving them mischievous misfits. Great, big old take that fest. Or aiming to turn the tides of victory with effects and powerful quirks, so random events that you've drawn from your hand. So everybody gets to draw a card, and then they can draw a card or play a card. And then I'll do different things when you play them. Yeah, I mean, it's another one of these games where it's just, hey, let's all draw random cards from the deck, one at a time, and some of the stuff will be good, and some of the stuff will hurt another person. And who do you want to king make, right? It's not my particular style of game, but what matters here for those sorts of games are the art, really. It's $20 for a pledge, plus 17 shipping, or 12 shipping to the US. So 32, which for these style of games is about what you want to play. Just doesn't look that good. And when I see like so many quotes on games like this, it's like, these are I'm going to say what I can say that's nice quotes, And that kind of tells me all that I really need about the game. need to know about it. But if you're interested, that finishes Friday, February 28th at 1 p.m. All right, let's get back into it. Next up, we got... we don't got this. Well, let's see. Reducks. You're a duck, a time-traveling duck, with some string and bread in a choose-your-own-adventure filled with existential dread. Probably all we need to know, isn't it? It's just a zine or a zine, but I think it's zine. You're passing some string through a book. All right, we're moving on. To this one, Gamelax. Gamelax Epic. Upgrade your bookcase to an epic game collection. I think I've seen these sort of Gamelax stuff before. You can get digital files to store your games. It's just like a 3D printing. You can add in drawers, you can add in shelves for any of your Calyx bits. That's a big old 3D printed drawer right there, I think. And so if you want all of the files, you can get them for €60. They used to just do it for Calyxes, and now that they have expanded to a bunch of different other things that you can do. So if you have a 3D printer and you've wanted some Calyx-specific storage solutions that you haven't already figured out how to print, well, you can. You can print it right here. You can print out this side, which has just got a bunch of holes, and then print out a bunch of other things to stick it into the holes. Seems like a fairly simple design. It's always fun when they're making modular stuff for Calyx shelves, but I think this stuff kind of already exists. I don't know how usable this is, but you know, they hit their goal, so that's good. Their goal was 5,000. They hit 8,000, so it's not like a typical super interesting thing, but I figured I'd point it out because, well, that's what we do here. Moving along, we're back to an actual game. Paranormal, the solo game of the month, the defeat monsters of the week. Wait, I thought this was the game of the month. To gain weapons, allies, and clues so you can hunt down the big bad and save the world. That seems fun. I always think the solo game of the month is good value. It should clock in at like $24 or something. $25. Oh, it's gone up. No longer the good value. Which is now 36 Canadian, and then their shipping is also always pretty good, right? It's $5 to the USA, $6 to Canada. I think that's better than what it's been. I forget, but I thought it was kind of the 4 and 9 that we were doing, so it might be better for Canada now. Who knows? But yeah, they just come in a very small box. Let's see what this one's all about. I like Supernatural. Dice-based combat, but with mitigation. Oh my god, very spooky at the end. Yeah, this seems interesting to me. I like the pitch. Plays 1 to 2 players. No, it's solo. Solo game of the month. Play is definitely not Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and definitely not Dean and Sam Winchester. Oh, I love that they give this too. You get a print and play for $5. That's awesome. Pledge 94 times. Great job, everybody. Gameplay. Move to city cards to defeat monsters, save people, and gain items. Fight monsters in dice combat with an arsenal of weapons, item, and ally cards. Cool. +1 reroll. Seems pretty simple. What the items and allies do to you. Use clues to find the big bad, a helpful ally, and a special weapon. Once you find the big bad, you'll flip over a card and you'll go to that spot. Defeat the big bad before the doom track runs out to win the game. Rulebook... Oh, come on. Rulebook coming soon. It's the last week. Why are you not there yet? See if this, how long is this? 17 minutes. Let's see what the beginning is. Sean Dan instead of Sam and Dean. Every hero has how many health they have, how many dice they roll, and special ability. You're using 3 heroes. What is exciting is one of the characters gets a D8 instead of a D6, so it's kind of cool that the change of the setup can be, or the asymmetry can be like, hey, you have different dice, which means like you hit on a 4+, got a better chance of doing that on a D8. Cool, your monsters are just like little cards. Assets are little cards. Go and fight the monsters, get some clues, which will then identify where everything else is. The important bits are roll the 1, 2, or 6 on this monster, because it's got a 1, 2, or 6 in the corner, you can take damage, right? So they all just have different variabilities. It seems like it's going to be very light. Tons of dice checking, tons and tons of dice checking. Just trying to go around, get loot. Sure, might be a fun time. It doesn't blow me away. Wish there was a rulebook. But even if there was, I don't know if it would blow me away anyway. But if you're interested in that, that finishes on the 28th of February at 11 p.m. We're moving along to Suit and Tie, where style meets straggedy. A strategic hand management game where you force your opponents out of fashion. Become the lone face of fashion, like me. Oh, you want fashion? Go to gettotheam.com, use code SLIPPERY. Jim, you know it. I know it. Your cousin knows it. High stakes couture. I mean, it's only $19. That's exciting, right? $19, 20 Canadian. Become the most fashionable designer. Hand management, you're going to play cards, or you want to get the perfect suit and tie, you win. Where's the rulebook suit and tie? Ugh. Give me a rule book. I hate these friggin' just how to play games, but at least it's only 5 minutes, so I'll take a look at it. You have a script, just write it, give me the script. So you're trying to murder everybody. They all have style. You want their style to go bankrupt. So take that. Here's what you can do. Draw a card, play as many suit cards. Play 1 card, discard your, if you have 0 cards, pick up 4 new cards. Okay. Oh, there's a comprehensive list in the instruction booklet. Is there, of all the actions you get to take, suit and tie? Well, where's the instruction booklet? It's not in the updates, is it? I don't believe in you. Shipping just to the US. Unless I missed it, unless they put it right at the very top of the page. Is that where they put it? It's just annoying because if I actually saw what was going on, then I might be able to... So you're going to get random cards. They're all going to do random things. They're probably going to make your opponents lose points in terms of big take that card game. You're matching your cards together and you're just picking people to lose points. Dang, I was really taken in by the theme of this. The gameplay just doesn't seem that interesting to me, unfortunately. Dang, I was really hoping. It's just a big old deck of cards, and you're like, I got a pair, lose 2 points. You who's in the lead, and they go, okay, I've lost 2 points. It feels like the take that element is going to be very standard in terms of, hey, who has the most points? I'll just attack them, right? Not really that much strategy here, unfortunately. But if you're interested, that finishes Sunday, March 2nd at 11:59 p.m. And finally, I have one more, but I think I'm going to cancel it because it looks like it's going to get canceled. We have Fateforge Chronicles of Kaan, new expansion and second print, a story-driven co-op adventure action board game for 1 to 4 players. Yeah, I think people put this in my in the 2024 deathmatch. I honestly forget. It's just like another big old campaign, big old app to remember your narrative choices. That might be one of the best videos that I've seen in terms of promoting a campaign game and giving a feeling of the game. They're just like, hey, we're teaching you fish out of water player, how to play. You're going to roll some dice. The dice will determine your actions. And then you're going to punch these guys in the face. And then they just do a turn. And they do a turn dressed up in fun costumes. The cuts are great. It keeps you engaged. Like editing-wise, it's very well done. And then feeling-wise, that it felt like I was sitting around a table playing a turn of the game. And I think that's great, right? I think that feeling that you got, it's like, yeah, I move, I punch this guy in the face, over to you. And you see that the decision space isn't super huge. You have some abilities that you can activate. That was really good. Really, really good. Great game. Will it convince me to spend $147 Canadian plus shipping? Probably not. People were talking in the Discord that if you hate app integration, you should run away because the app is integral to the experience, but that's really nice. A lot of people in my Discord seem to be wanting to get this as the expansion. So the Kin of the Wild is this new expansion, but really they're just doing it as an excuse to relaunch the game and reprint the game rather. Yeah, I do like that there is this app that they're taking away as much bookkeeping as they can for you. Oh, that's great. They got the Clash of the Immortals rulebook, but they got the Kin of the Wild rulebook. You probably don't need this Kin of the Wild. Actually, let's look and see. Only 3 pages. That seems easy. At the start of the campaign, instead of taking the 2 starting skills, each hero combines both level 1 and level 2 skills in 1 deck and takes 15 gold. There you go. When you encounter pets for the first time, each player selects 1 pet to use during the campaign, then put the others aside. What's 3 of 3? Weird, is that it? That certainly is a draft. That's not a lot. 28 pages for this rulebook. That's pretty good too. At certain points, you'll be asked to unlock a new rule. When that happens, flip to page 25 at the end, find the relevant rule and read it. Mark the checkbox to continue with plays. Cool. You have to have the app. I don't mind that you have to have the app. Everyone has a certain amount of dice that start in your dice pool. The unique hero ability that you can activate with certain roles. Combat scenes. So there's difference between combat scenes and other scenes in Fateforge. Yeah, I really do like this about the combat is that everybody rolls their dice. Then you set the player order. So then you decide on the order in which the players take your turn. So the enemies are still going to be a little bit unknown. You don't know what's going to happen, but you do know what everybody has for their dice. You can say they have a general sense of what's going to happen. If you roll 3 of a kind, you can change one, so there's some mitigation. Everybody always gets free movement. That's nice. And then you're going to perform the actions on your dice. And there's some malleability with the skills. Cool, in terms of what dice you can use to activate them. Seems like it's very snappy. I really love that all the bosses, all the enemies are not minis. You know, I love that your units and stuff are minis, but the things that you're facing are little discs, which I think is very important. And that's cool. If you back, you get a set of 4 miniatures for any of the bosses that you might face. Shipping, the Warden's Pledge, so just the expansion is an additional €14. For the Adventurer's Pledge, it's €19 to the US, €30 to get to Canada. Again, this is like a $200 game for me. I think it seems cool. If I saw it at retail, I might be more interested in it. Certainly looking at it has gotten me more interested than the name suggests, rather than generic Chronicles of Generic Boy. That doesn't get my heart all a tingling. But I do like the potentially low footprint of this. I like the small barrier to entry. If you've played a dungeon crawler before, you should be able to get this up and running and pretty quickly. Like just kind of going through, I don't know, whatever page I was on in the rulebook. I was page 20 of 25 to get to new rules. Seems pretty simple. I think the app is going to do a lot of legwork for you, telling you what the enemies do, which is great. Absolutely great in my book. Like automating enemies, I don't want to do that. Make an app do it. 100%. I'm in. That sounds great to me. Yeah, this looks good. I think it's cool. So if you're interested in that, that finishes on Tuesday, March 4th at 12 p.m. Oh yeah, okay, good. I don't have to cover this because that's all that game is. Let's close that. So that's it. That's it. That's it for the week. Every week I do a pick for me and a pick for you. The pick for me being the thing that I am the most interested in, and the pick for you being the thing that I think if you got, you would regret it the least. And we're going to check that out. But before we do, I'm going to remember what the heck we talked about this week. Wasn't a lot of stuff, but I think we have some potentials. So let's start. Nah. No. No. Yeah. No. I mean, no. Meh. No. And yeah. Well, I lied to you. I was like, there's a lot of good things. No, there are two good things. There are two passable things. The pick for me, I think, I don't really have a pick for me. Yeah, okay, I'll make the pick for me. The pick for me is going to be Bullet, but specifically just going and getting Bullet from my store and not getting it with this campaign. I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to get everything Bullet. If you've never heard of the system before, I think if you know you love Bullet, you've already gotten it. Right? That's kind of a done deal. For me, I've heard good things about Bullet. I think this is actually the first time I've looked at the campaign. I've looked at this game, I've looked at it for 5 or 6 times. This one sort of sunk in with me as to what the fun would be. It was the first time I saw the potential of the fun. Like, I'd always seen the fun and know that it's a frenetic burst and whatever, but I don't know, maybe I just saw the asymmetry of the characters, maybe I saw the differences of the patterns, maybe I saw, oh yeah, this is just really simple, and I'm a simple lad. So yeah, but my feeling for Bullet is I would just go and get it at retail, try to find it level. Maybe it's because I played Millennium Blades and I'm just like, level 99 games, I love you. Maybe it's that. But yeah, I've heard such good things about Bullet, so that's my pick for me. I guess my pick for you is Fateforge Chronicles of Kaan. I mean, I know I'm going to get a point for it if I do this in retrospective. It's 8.4 on BGG. It's a safe one for me. I think it's like a snappy campaign game in a sea of who needs another campaign game, really, right? I don't think anything stands apart here other than the potential ease of play and the ease of tabling. Other than that, nothing else is really jumping out as like a highlight, but I think that might be a highlight. And if you have, not been able to play any of your campaign games at all, and then you can delude yourself into thinking you will play this one. No, you won't. But I was going to say, who am I to stop you? Well, no, I am the only one who can stop you. Don't do it. If you've sold all your campaign games and you want to give love another try, well, maybe this is the way to go. But otherwise, yeah. That's it. That's it for the week. A pretty quick week. I must have missed some things. So, let me know if I did miss some things. I'm interested in knowing. And I'm interested in knowing what you've been playing. What have you been up to? I hope you're having a good time. Whatever it is, whatever you're doing. Because you're the bomb. Thanks for being here. My name's Chris George. And, I don't know, a catchphrase. So, stuff me with Chips Ahoy and spoil my supper. That's it.